Hi, I'm Alan Zhu from the Anthony Wayne Junior High PentaCareer Center FCCLA chapter, and I'm here to present to you my Promote and Publicize FCCLA project. Double check your facts! As all great projects have a planning process, I had to incorporate one into mine too. Here you can see me identifying my concerns. My concerns for my project this year was, how do I promote in a virtual/hybrid school schedule? How do I set up promotions? And who do I have to coordinate with? I set a goal next, which all planning processes do, in which I decided that I will make an FCCLA presentation, email to a local newspaper about previous chapter's facts project, and finally, a facts project of my own on social media. But starting with that email, I drafted an email up and sent it to a local newspaper, an article out with information detailing what the facts project was about, what it actually means to be a facts project. Next, I presented an FCCLA presentation to my class of Family Consumer Science students in the Principles of Food class, in which case I showed them what FCCLA was, what in the world are you doing in FCCLA, and how to be a leader. That's the most important part about FCCLA. And then I made my facts social media post, in which I had a nice image, another image saying some random fact about why you should actually follow my information. And then the third one is to get a catchphrase to make sure their mind did not linger from that information and they do not forget me. And then I acted on my presentation email and facts social media, in which I think I did a good job on it, because after I did like 1 or 2 social media posts, a conference that's called Lifesavers Conference, a nationwide conference, wanted us to go and talk about this facts project. And then I actually made more social media posts with some nice information, another image, and then that catchphrase. If I could redo my project, I'd do less procrastinating, because the parts I didn't procrastinate, I knocked it out the park. Like, I scored a home run. And then I would also like to add more details to like my social media posts, my email, and my FCCLA presentation, because that could have been even better. And then I'd also like to thank all the students that allowed me to interview them and that actually listened to my FCCLA presentation. Here you can see my evidence of research, where I utilized FCCLA Inc. as showed here, and then I also used AFCS to research Family Consumer Sciences, and then I researched our own chapter history using 3 separate chapter websites. Here you can also see all the trophies we have from previous competitions. To start my email to a local newspaper about this article, I just put enough information to get them excited, like this is gonna be a good story, and then I'm gonna slap them with an interview. Here you can see part of the information that I used to make my email. Here you can see the actual interview in the article. It's a very good article. And you can see my FCCLA presentation, it's part of the slides here, like how can you be a leader? Because leading is what FCCLA is about. It's why I'm here too. And you can also see that I led them to make a choice, brainstorm about a community project that the class could do. It was powered by their brain cells, not some teachers like my advisor, Ms. Schaller. Here you can see some of my social media posts, like buckling your seatbelt, or signs and emergency car kits, which I did all of these on Instagram and social media platforms where people use enough so I can slap them with this information. In order to create these posts, I used information from teendriversource.org, in which I made it with the first slide with the information, and then I used an image that relates to my first image, in which they would be reminded on, what could actually do, or like a symbolism to it. And here you can see my last image that had a nice image along with some phrase that would be fabulous and snap your attention up. This image shows my promotion on the 2019-2020 facts project I talked about in my interview. Here's the actual email I made, but this article was actually inspired because our facts project won a grand total of $3,500. That's a huge amount. Here you can see some screenshots of my social media posts, in which you can see my signed posts here in better detail, and here you can see my emergency car kit. These two had, in my opinion, the best phrases that I got, in which I said, buckle up to buckle your life, and then finally I said for my sign, sign yourself up into paying attention. This photo shows my presentation to my class of Family and Consumer Sciences, Principles of Food class, in which I tell them all about that juicy leadership opportunities that FCCLA provides. These images show me utilizing technology to draft out my posts here. I also use Google Meets for an interview, something you don't see that often before the pandemic. I had to adapt to that pandemic because in-person interviews, those are kind of risky now. My project showed evidence of public awareness because of multiple things. Here you can see the article. It was an actual article. It wasn't just some company thing to shut me up about what to actually expect. And then here you can see one of my posts about sign, which you can see some of the likes here. And these posts weren't just dedicated to followers only, so everybody can see them. Here you can see some other posts and a slide from our FCCLA presentation, but these two things had something in common. They educated people about facts and family consumer sciences along with FCCLA. And you can see here that clearly teaches a lesson. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. And then here you can see more of slides and another part of my social media posts. And here's my works cited. I'd like to thank you for listening to my presentation, and I'd love to know how you reacted to this. And I also want to thank you just for being here and listening to this presentation of mine. So I thank you for doing this, and I hope you have a good day.